The Nakba is that cataclysmic moment when millions of Palestinians were uprooted from their properties, their lands, and basically kicked out of their homes in 1948. It was probably one of the greatest injustices in the world against a wholly innocent group of people. Well, I can understand why the Israelis are celebrating, but it's certainly nothing for the Palestinians to celebrate, or their supporters. And I know that there are quite a few Jewish people as well who do not feel comfortable at all, because for them Israel represents this huge injustice that was created as a result of the Holocaust. Another great injustice against an innocent group of people. One Jewish person said to me that the Palestinians have become the second victims of the Holocaust. It's very hard to know whether Israel holds America under political occupation while it's holding the Palestinians under a brutal military occupation, and it is subject for a debate. Is America dictating to Israel, or is Israel dictating to America? But I certainly think it is within the gift of any American president, including George W. Bush, to go in and influence Israel and say, you've got to stop imprisoning children, you've got to stop this building of this apartheid wall, you've got to stop building the illegal settlements. I personally believe that there should be one state, and that is Palestine, and I believe it will come. And I think that Israel will disappear. It won't be blown off the map. I just think that it's a failed state, and the Zionist project will eventually collapse. That's my belief. There is a lot of misinformation. A lot of it is the fault of the Palestinians. A lot of it is the fault of the Muslim community, both in Britain and elsewhere. We're useless at stating our case. As a journalist, if I want to speak to somebody about actions that the Israeli government has taken, I can get somebody like that. Palestine, you ring up the Palestinian Authority, you could wait days, eventually you might get somebody who isn't articulate, who can't present a case, can be an excellent debater in Arabic, which is no use when you're trying to get your message over to the Western world. And so the Palestinians do let themselves down on that side. The Muslim community sits back and will see an inaccurate report and complain amongst themselves. Yeah. You know, we have to start adopting an effective rebuttal model, and we don't have to look that far for some great examples, because Israel does a brilliant job of defending itself to the rest of the world, and they might not be winning the hearts and minds of ordinary people, but they are winning the argument in the corridors of power. I'm not sure that it's that Palestinians don't have the resources. They are not as media savvy as they could be, and that is the reality. Absolutely. We have to get the message out to the English-speaking world about the injustices in Palestine. There are lots of non-Muslims who are getting up, protesting, marching, petitioning, who are boycotting Israeli products. I cannot believe the amount of Muslims who will be sitting there drinking cans of Coca-Cola. You know, I keep saying you may as well drink the blood of Palestinian children. What are you doing? Do you realise that this company is giving money to promote the Zionist state? You go into corner shops and, you know, Muslim shopkeepers are selling Israeli goods, and it's like, what are you doing? There is this general apathy or the feeling that, well, you know, I can't make a difference. You know, thank God the people like Nelson Mandela didn't have that attitude, otherwise South Africa would still be an apartheid state. But there is such a thing as the straw that breaks the camel's back, and that final signature could be the millionth signature on a petition. That person joining the march could be the 100,000th person to join. You know, any one of us could be that straw, or contributing to be that straw. The Muslim community has to get engaged. Being inactive, sitting out, is no longer an option. I came into Islam a few years ago inspired by the Holy Quran. It is a book of action. While Muslims are peace-loving people, we're not pacifists, and we shouldn't act like that because we will be trampled on. Jerusalem, Al-Aqsa, it is in our hearts. It is mentioned in the Holy Quran. It's the third holiest site in Islam. If it wasn't for the heroic resistance of the Palestinian people, we would have lost Jerusalem. We would have lost Al-Aqsa, Masjid Al-Aqsa, a long time ago. We have to show our solidarity and support as Muslims, as human beings, as campaigners against injustice, and anybody who sits out and does nothing, they will have to account for that. Maybe not in this life, but the next. We have to have accountability and demand accountability from community leaders as well. I know individually we can make a difference, but collectively we could make a big difference, because all these people like Emily Davison, like Rosa Parks, like Nelson Mandela, you know, they did make a difference, but their views and their vision was swept forward by the masses. Get some backbone, get some lead in your pencil. What is happening, certainly on the American campuses, is that the young Jewish Americans are dwindling in numbers of support for Israel. But what is happening around the world, the young Palestinians are thinking, I want to go back home. That is my home. I want my land back. So you're getting this balance that is starting to tip. And that's why I say, you know, the Zionists can do and say what they want. 50 years' time, it'll change. And inshallah, the Palestinians will get their land back. 50 years' time, I don't think there'll be an Israel. Israel will be, they won't celebrate another 60 years. That's my prediction.